I want to talk about something I don't think gets explained honestly enough. Professional hair treatments, specifically the Cezanne smoothing treatment, because if you've ever considered doing one, you've probably asked yourself a few things. Is it worth it? Does it actually last? And is it fixing your hair or just making it behave? So I decided to treat this like a real test, not just a salon visit. I did a Cezanne treatment, lived with it, washed my hair multiple times, styled it, exposed it to real life. Humidity, heat, daily wear. And I paid attention to what actually mattered. And along the way, I incorporated two other products very intentionally. K18 and Living Proof No Frizz Heat Styling Spray, not as random favorites, but as part of understanding what the treatment does and what it doesn't. What the Cezanne treatment claims to do. Let's start with what Cezanne is supposed to do. Cezanne is marketed as a formaldehyde-free smoothing treatment. It's designed to reduce frizz, soften texture, and make hair easier to manage without permanently straightening it. So this isn't a Brazilian blowout situation. Your curl pattern doesn't disappear. Your hair doesn't feel coated or stiff. The promise is smoother hair that still moves and feels like hair. And to be fair, immediately after the treatment, that part absolutely delivers. Hair feels softer, it dries faster, it's noticeably less reactive to humidity. But here's where people get confused. Smoothing is not the same thing as repair. The misconception most people have. A lot of people walk out of the salon thinking, my hair is healthier now. What they're actually feeling is surface change. Smoothing treatments improve how hair behaves externally. They don't rebuild internal structure. That doesn't make Cezanne bad. It just means it has a specific role. So instead of asking, did the treatment work? The better question is, what part of my hair problems did it actually solve? That's where this test got interesting. Why I added K18 after the smoothing treatment, I introduced K18 hair very deliberately, not because I needed extra shine, not because I wanted the hair to look nicer on camera, but because smoothing doesn't address internal damage from heat styling, coloring, chemical processing, general wear over time. K18 claims to repair broken keratin chains at a molecular level. So the question wasn't, does K18 make hair look better? It was, does repaired hair behave differently after a smoothing treatment? I used K18 after washing over multiple wash cycles without conditioner, exactly how it's intended to be used. And what I noticed wasn't immediate gloss. What changed was resilience. The hair felt less fragile, less stretchy, less prone to that dry, weak feeling that comes back after the initial salon effect wears off. That told me something important. What the Cezanne treatment does well, Cezanne excels at frizz reduction, manageability, cutting down styling time, improving how hair responds to humidity. If your main complaint is, my hair looks wild the moment I step outside, this treatment makes a noticeable difference. But it doesn't make hair stronger, it doesn't rebuild damage, and it doesn't protect against heat by itself, which brings us to the third variable. Why Living Proof No Frizz matters here. To test longevity, I use Living Proof No Frizz Heat Styling Spray, not as a styling shortcut, but as a stress test. Heat styling is where smoothing treatments either hold up or completely fall apart. This spray allowed me to heat style, consistently expose hair to humidity, see whether smoothness lasted between washes. And what I noticed was this. When smoothing plus repair plus heat protection were all working together, the results lasted. When one piece was missing, they didn't. That's the difference between hair that looks good for a few days and hair that stays manageable week after week. What actually made the difference? Here's the honest breakdown. Cezanne alone improves behavior. K18 improves structure. Living Proof protects the results under real-world conditions. The smoothing treatment gave me a better baseline. K18 prevented the baseline from degrading. Heat protection stopped daily styling from undoing everything. None of these products did everything on their own. Together, they made sense. That's the part that usually gets skipped. Who this combination is actually for. If your hair is heat styled, regularly colored, or chemically treated frizz prone but not extremely curly, this approach makes sense. If your hair is already very healthy and untouched, a smoothing treatment may be unnecessary. And if you're expecting one salon visit to permanently fix years of damage, that's just not realistic. So is the Cezanne treatment worth it? Yes. For what it's meant to do. It made my hair easier to manage, faster to style, and far less reactive. But the real difference came from understanding its role, not expecting it to do everything. When smoothing, repair, and protection were treated as separate pieces of the same system, the results were consistent, predictable, and actually sustainable. That's the part people don't talk about. If you're considering a smoothing treatment and want realistic expectations, this is the framework that made the biggest difference for me. Not hype, not miracles, just understanding what actually works and why.